Good morning, chums. How are we? I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to file in, and then we're going to clean some stuff. This is so exciting. I have the full control board and everything. I'm drunk with power. That's very strange because I'm wearing the same headset as I normally do. Hold on a second. Is How's that? Is that any better? Good morning, Vitus. Cool. See, I was going to cover that up and be cool about it, but the fact that, because I was feeling all super smug and prepared, and I realized I was wearing the headset and I hadn't turned it on. So, there's no puzzles this morning. Don't worry. Uh, as you can probably tell, I'm by myself this morning. Marguerite has gone off to a local. Yeah, thank you, Wendy. I completely deserve that one. Marguerite has gone off to a local spa with some lawyer chums, and they're going to do the thing which lawyers are very bad at, which is relax. And they're probably going to do this by doing a whole bunch of dishing about their various jobs. It's going to be great. So she is out all day, which means I'm on my own recognizance, which means no more coffee talk today, at least. Hey, Doug Bond. Yeah, right, Wendy. She really, really deserves some lawyer bro time. Hey, Kiwi. And good morning, Ducky. How are you? So I'm by myself today, just in general. She's not expected back before this evening. So, as a friend of ours once pointed out, this is one of those situations where, you half expect to come back and find your spouse in their pants looking at a burning shed in the backyard going, this means something. Thankfully, we currently do not have either a backyard or a shed. And I'll probably just go to the movies instead. There's a couple of things on which I quite want to go see. And there's a cinema conveniently located across the street that has air conditioning because this country is parked on the surface of the fucking sun right now. As we found out at 2 a.m. when six guys got out of a car outside the building, had a very loud argument slash fist fight, then went off and got drunker. And yeah, that was fun. Looking at houses at the moment, and it kind of feels like that that back street is doing its best to remind us of how why this is a good thing, and we should feel good about doing it. 2 a.m. Six of them. One of them actually yelling over and over, "You're the one what just got knocked down, bruv." Just, oh my god. I also see that we have an ad in progress. Thank you all for your patience. Capitalism will be done with you in about 52 seconds. Yeah, Wendy, that's a big part of why we're looking at the places we're looking at. Because anywhere is quieter than the building above the street where one day Batman's parents will die. It wasn't even an especially well staged fight. It was a couple of kind of slappy punches. One does one's best. But yeah, I might take myself off to the movies this afternoon. Hello, my name's Alistair, and it's possible I have a Wes Anderson problem. About a year and a half ago, when the art cinema across the street opened, uh, I appreciate you, Wendy, and I appreciate your vocalization as well. I The first thing I did with the free tickets they give you when you sign up is I went to see The French Dispatch, which is instantly one of my favorite movies, and it was the first Wes Anderson movie I really got. And the second thing I did was go and see The French Dispatch. And the third thing I did was have Marguerite go, you shouldn't see that 3 times in the cinema. There's, other stuff. Anyway, his new movie is out, Asteroid City, and I saw it on Friday, and it's fun. And part of me is like, oh, you could go see that again. The rest of me is like, you could go see literally anything else as well. So I'll go to the movies for something, I'm sure. Plus, Netflix just dropped Kong, King of Skull Island, which appears to be an anime series involving a very large ape punching very large monsters. And the heroes appear to have an excellent dog called Dog. You can't see it, but I'm giving 2 full thumbs up. We seem to be off the adverts, which is really good. So, and apparently we have 35 minutes of free time before capitalism reasserts itself. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Alistair. Margaret is at a spa at the moment, and we're not going to do Coffee Talk 2 this morning. I love the Negotiator. Love the Negotiator. But instead, we're going to do Power Wash Simulator. Power Wash Simulator is one of those games where basically the rules and format of the game are contained entirely within the title. This is a game that simulates you power washing stuff. There is no plot. Well, there's kind of a plot. Knife or Death. Oh, I should give that a look. There's kind of a plot. You get text messages from people talking about stuff. There's a mystery involving missing cats, which apparently pays off really nicely. And then you just clean stuff, and it's really satisfying. So we're going to do that this morning. And in fact, I think we're going to Mars. So, next outbreak's in about 35 minutes. Let's go clean the Mars rover, shall we? By the way, these sound effects are pretty... It's a chopping blade work competition. I'm made of joy. The whole thing with this is pretty minimal. The sound effects are basically just sound... Oh, we've got the little helichopper as well. Is he the cutest thing? You got the sound effects, and that's about it. There's no dialogue. So if you want to turn the volume down on this and on me, I won't be offended. But in the meantime, I'm going to fire a jet of high-velocity water at a nuclear reactor. Science! Welcome to Mars, Astro Washer. We are extremely grateful you took all the... Can you leave the copter? Can you? Come here, little guy. Come here, little guy. Come here, little guy. Who's a good little guy? Who's a good... No, you can't. No, I think that the copter's fine. He's doing the little copter stuff. See, the utterly unsurprising thing for those of you that know me is I would absolutely watch this I would absolutely watch this movie. Team of crack astronaut cleaners sent to Mars to blow the dust off the Mars rover. Thing is, it's kind of needed. This is ultimately what shuts them down. It's just accumulation of dust on the solar panels. And in fact, if you want some happy cathartic weeping this morning, and let's face it, who doesn't? John Rogers, one of the two showrunners on Leverage, and the writer of Very Nearly, it's clamped. The thing is clamped. That is adorable. O2 levels 20% depleted. Okay, I'm sure this is fine. John Rogers of Leverage and The Librarians wrote one of those perfect examples of why short stories are magic. Your mission: an exploratory rover has been contaminated with a dangerous substance. It's like we take a dog to the groomer, right? You have to put on a belly band to get it to stand still. Exactly. It's like Girl with the Dogs, just, with more Mars. Rogers wrote this incredibly sweet short story about 150 years in the future, when Mars has been settled and one of the rovers is found again. And he wrote it entirely in response to a trans kid being really sad that the Mars rover had been shut down. And I fucking sobbed. It's lovely. Yeah, but I'm going to spray it down with Fluff Off, just conditioner, and I will be using my 10 blade on its nuclear reactor. That's right, get right under the little pocket nuclear reactor. Just really, really get up in there. Get up in there and spray all the things. I'm thinking blueberry, Wendy. I'm thinking blueberry. Oppie's a good dog, What color bandana, though? That's the real question. For those of you who don't know, Go With The Dogs is a YouTube channel run by a Canadian dog groomer. Who just gets the cutest dogs in the world. in. I mean, all dogs are the cutest dogs in the world. All dogs are good dogs, as we all know. But the dogs that she gets in and cleans are unusually good. She put up a thing yesterday, I think, cleaning a 150-pound hairy Malamute, who is and we opened the video and we both went, "Mom, that is a bear. You are cleaning a bear." Also, if you're interested and you're chasing that little dopamine hit of, "Oh, I achieved the thing," very little feels nicer than the friendly little ting when you've successfully cleaned a component. Two good dogs this morning when they ran onto my drive. Oh, that's the best sort. Dogs that just show up and go, "Hello, I have not met you before, but I love you." So this is one of the fun little mechanics of this. When you press the right-hand directional arrow on the controller, the remaining dirt flows, which has a rather more sinister connotation when I'm cleaning the nuclear reactor here, but we're just going to run with it. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. That's how all space exploration is built, on the assumption that it's probably fine. Having watched the astronaut episode of, if you see the, yeah, answer me too, please. Having watched the astronaut episode of the new season of Black Mirror last night, yes, I would watch this episode of Black Mirror also. No problem with glowing dirt, it just shows you where it is. This is one of the other mechanics. Allow me to demonstrate my various nozzles. So, you have different nozzles on your cleaning gun. That's just water. That is soapy whatnot, where basically you spray it down. That is super wide angle and not tremendous pressure. That is a little narrower and more pressure. That is very narrow and a ton of pressure. And that is the hose of death. So these are the tools with which we do the job. Such good dogs. Such good dogs. O2 levels are now 40% depleted. This is good news. I'm happy with all of this. This is going well. I love that I have a little steps tool on Mars. That this is in no way weird. The thing I found recently, which is kind of weird, here we are. The substance itself is an extraordinarily powerful psychoactive chemical. When exposed, the individual cannot help but act with absolute integrity. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes. We have Mars gravity. Thank you, Wendy. We have a Mars gravity situation. Look at that. That is so fucking cool. One-third gravity, y'all. Can exclusively reveal this will be part of the 4th season of For All Mankind, right along with paying their writers fairly. I have Lego of this thing. I'm cleaning a thing of which I own Lego. I love this. Okay, we're doing good. This side's pretty much done. The terrifying heat box of death over here is within sight of done. See how we're doing with these wheels. The little wheelie lads. You all are seeing that, right? Those are not my footprints. Okay. This is, for those of you just joining us, we're playing Power Wash Simulator this morning, and we're on Mars, cleaning the Mars rover, and I have just been warned about how the rover is caked in a very strong psychoactive substance, and we just found the alien footprints. Hey folks, and we've just found aliens and a garden gnome. This is going very well, and you have timed your arrival beautifully. Now we have just... Oh, okay. Okay, we have a gnome now. So I'm just gonna put the little guy here. I'm just gonna put him here. Alright, he's gonna go for a little ride. We have no idea if the substance itself is terrestrial or alien in origin. In a previous outbreak, one of our colonies reorganized itself into a as past. That's okay. Clean his little peepers. Now at 80% O2 depleted. We've noticed footprints leading away from the rover that may or may not be human. Now apparently we have a story. Please investigate to ensure all contaminant has been dealt with. I do love it when we get ahead of the plot. Alright, let's go investigate the mysterious hatchway in the middle of Mars. I'm sure it's fine. I wonder what happens when we shoot it with water. And do we have any other footprints? I wonder. Only we could jump using Mars gravity to get a better view. Okay, so they come out, they take a look at it, they circle it, and they go back. That's good to know. Any second now we're going to run out of oxygen, which is going to be really fun. It's going to be fun for us. I'm excited. Psych. Oh my god, it's part of the cleaning mechanic. 1/3 gravity cleaning. Love to see it. We're doing very well this morning, Specky. We're on Mars, cleaning the Mars rover, and apparently there are aliens nearby that we have to go investigate. We've put a garden gnome on top of the hatch. Or we might be tripping balls. It's very hard to tell. Either way, you join us at a very good time. Excuse me, little guy. Probably best if I just do this way. Morning, Kate. Oh, that's the other thing I might do today. I might indulge myself in the Guns N' Roses Glastonbury set. Or the Guns N' Roses Glastonbury set followed instantly by the Lizzo set. Tripping on absolute integrity, which, yeah, brings some of that dust back. I hear you, man. I hear you. It's so weird. This dust makes you act really nicely, like you're a good person. Yeah, put that in the water supply in the House of Commons and we're good to go. Giant steps are what you take, which for legal reasons are not on the moon. Yeah, and sorry, I will not sing again. And we're home stretch, y'all. We might be home stretch, y'all. Let's see what we've got. Can we fit under it? We can't. Ah. Wheelotron 5000. I'm so charmed that the thing is clamped. I'm so charmed. Also fairly certain the aliens clamped it. We appear to have got an alien boot for illegal parking. Yes, Kate. Washing. Okay, what do we got? Come here, little guy. Come here, little terrifying alien gnome guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, I found your gnome. Found your gnome. Found it. No, he just kind of sits there, I think. So now comes the one fiddly part of this game, which is the what the fuck haven't I cleaned endless scan run. And I think it's this wheel. Okay, so that's clean now. What is still glow? What is still glowing? What? Hazard cameras, mast camera, and wheel hub. Okay, this is one of the cool things they do. Once you actually get it down to just like 3 things, then it's just like, no, it's cool, guys. Just do these and you're good. Time for Mars gravity. Yeah. Mast camera. Hazard camera? You're the hazard camera. No, you're the drill. No worries. Suspicion about which wheel hub we still need to get to. Wheel hub is cleaned. Now just the small matter of the hazard camera. That's the X-ray spectrometer. See, little dark blobs in the front of the main body. Thank you, Wendy. Bruce Willis never had this trouble. There we are. Job complete. And you earn a trophy called Side Hustle. Love it. And you get this little time lapse. And then about 10 minutes into the time lapse, you fuck off and you go investigate the weird alien gnome thing. Morning, Wishy. Don't worry about the emergency job. My bud's called it off. It rained last night and it's clean enough from that. Also, you wouldn't believe the dream I had last night. Full, should I donate my brain to science bizarro? How about you? Let me guess. You dreamed of washing a skyscraper after a huge gorilla made a mess of it. I miss you. See you soon, buddy. This game is very silly. I'm very fond. So, let's go back to bonus jobs. And we've got clean the gnome fountain, clean the steam locomotive, clean the mini golf course. Yeah, we're doing the train. We're not doing the train yet. I'll show you what the main, the sensible version of this game looks like. Because the sensible version of this game looks like cleaning this stuff. Marguerite's put like 6-7 hours into Croft Manor. It's so filthy. Oh my god. You want me to clean Croft Manor? We'll do Croft Manor or the train. Yeah, at the moment we're doing all right. Okay, we're doing Croft Manor. And, and is a word. How very, very true. I'm sorry, what now? Clean the dirt bike, clean the van, clean. Yeah, done all of those. That's good. Good, 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 good. So let's see what we can take off this particular thing. Then we'll circle back to either Croft Manor or the locomotive. So this is the house of Esther to F, local former movie star, and probably not as scary as her name leads her to believe. And yes, we're doing altitude things now. As you can see, I've been working on this one for a little while. In fact, now is probably a good time to admit, this is my fidget game. Basically, when I'm on calls where I am not required to be on camera, a lot of the time I'll just be playing this in the background because I like having something to do with my hands. And fidget cube, I actually have a pair of fidget cubes. One of them is at Marguerite's desk for when we take meetings together, and one of them is at my desk. And I have a Hulk fidget cube and I have a Superman fidget cube. And sometimes those don't work, and on those occasions, I do this. This or Death Stranding. I have a frankly embarrassing amount of time in Death Stranding, because it actually became very important for my day job last year, because I was writing a game I unfortunately can't talk about that was thematically very close to that in approach. So I played a lot of Death Stranding just to get into the right headspace. And the interesting thing about it is that Death Stranding is one of those games that is as long as you want it to be. I came to refer to it as post-apocalyptic utilities management simulator, because you have these big sandboxy areas with procedurally generated jobs in them, and you can make life easy for yourself by putting a bunch of infrastructure in there. So you can do stuff like build roads, or in later levels, build zip lanes, so you don't have to worry about the environment. You just zoom over the top. You in no way have to engage with the plot, Wendy. I very happily trundled along in that thing for about 120 hours on the third level, just building and maintaining roads and taking people's stuff and beating up cargo pirates. It was a good time. Now, now for the section where we do the first 5 minutes of an episode of 911. Let's take the ladder up from the ground and attach it up here. It'll probably be fine. Oh, you did that too, huh? Casualty, or as you used to call it, causality. Grandad, don't cook with the chainsaw. It's how your old mum did it. I'll be fine. Yeah. We probably don't have time to get into my deep, completely undeserved love for 911, which is currently on Disney Plus. But suffice to say, how can I describe this show to you in a nutshell? Imagine if Los Angeles was on. Yes, you can draw filthy pictures with it. There is actually a co-op mode for this where you can all tag team and lead one particular location. And it's funny you should mention that, because that and my recent work in what LinkedIn insists on referring to as the game dev space has introduced me to my new favorite metric, which is apparently in certain game development circles, there is quite genuinely a game metric called time to penis. And the assumption is that your players will find a way to draw a penis in your game. I got distracted by it and then seen about half a season when I went back. I've seen 3 episodes. 911, what if an entire season of Scorpion happened in a single day in Los Angeles? Yes! Fucking yes! That is exactly it! It's perfect. Yeah, that actually beats my previous thing of, what if Los Angeles, but a Hellmouth? Yes, it's an entire season of Scorpion in one day. It's perfect. But yeah, apparently time to penis is a thing. It's just a lot of game developers above a certain level, or indeed at a certain level and below, just kind of assume that you're going to draw dicks. My understanding is that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has one of the shortest times to penis in recent game history because of the kind of crafting mechanic in that. And I think inside about 6 hours of that being released, I saw someone who had built a mech with a fire-breathing dick. And we found the level, just abruptly, right there, found the level. There we go. So to wrestle myself back onto point for a moment, yes, Wendy, you can absolutely draw pictures in the filth. You could draw filth pictures in the filth if you so desire. And so very, very many people do. The other interesting thing I found about this is that you learn to hate this little yellowy licheny whatnot, and then you blast it with the righteous water laser. The other thing I found, which perhaps doesn't speak to slightly unaddressed anger issues, is that this is a really, really good game to have on in the background with music or with a podcast or anything else like that. Marguerite does that. I have watched several concert videos whilst having this in the background, and in fact will forever associate this with both the documentary about the 2002 Big Beach Boutique concert and the concert itself, because it's on YouTube, and it's kind of fascinating. I think I may have rabbited on about it at you on this feed before, I'm not sure. But yes, I love this whole thing of, so should we just keep the ladder on the ground? Nah, bring it up. We'll use it to climb up to the next level. I'm sure it'll be fine. Speaking of concerts, remember I went, of course! Wendy, would you like to tell the chat who you are seeing? Because I'm slightly in awe. And thank you for reminding me of the magnificence of hell yeah, the magnificence of Fred Dibner. Those of you who haven't seen it and do not suffer anxiety easily, look up Fred Dibner on YouTube and be prepared to go no quite quickly. This is a man for whom gravity was, an acquaintance, and for whom safety, much like the pirate code, was just a set of guidelines. I believe, it wasn't Nelson's column, that was another related one. Fred liked to demolish chimneys from the top down, like full-on 20-story industrial chimneys. See, okay, you want to date yourself? People from my generation and Wendy's generation, and I think a generation in each direction, because this footage is so astonishingly fucked up that they just kept playing it. Nelson's column in London, the big old column with Nelson on top. It's easy to find. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Urban. Blue Peter, which is kind of the primary kids' TV show over here, had got this tradition of, let's have the presenter that does the hard, dangerous stuff. And for a long time, this was usually the amiable northern doofus. And then increasingly, they did the smart thing, and they were like, oh, we have female presenters who can do difficult physical things too. John Noakes is arguably the archetypal Blue Peter presenter who does the slightly scary physical stuff. He was taking up Nelson's column to assist in cleaning it, using ladders that were tied on, and that's it. That is the end of the safety material they had. They do not, if I remember correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, they do not have harnesses. They're not attached to anything. The ladders are attached to Nelson's column. Yes, we are indeed, Specky. Just cleaning a building real quick. Turns out the Mars thing was probably a dream. The ladders are attached to Nelson's column by ropes, taking up Nelson's column, right in the Nelson's column. It wasn't Dibner, it was some other guy. Cool. Also, at one point, the ladder actually kicks out past the vertical, so it's actually on an incline. So to be absolutely clear, what these folks are filmed doing. And amazingly, I think a cameraman goes up with them in the 70s when cameras weighed as much as dogs. You just climb up this series of loosely roped together ladders and clean a pointy, difficult shaped, significantly larger than a human statue. And if you make a mistake, you just fucking die. There's just the safety gear. I don't know exactly. There is nothing. You just if you screw up, well, we probably won't have the footage. It is astonishing, and I choose to believe that at some point in his long storied career, Noakes walked into the office, pale-faced, shaking with both terror and rage in equal proportion, found a producer who signed him up for that, and either slapped him or went, "Okay, I'm never doing this ever again. You're giving me all the knitting stories from here on out. Aren't you? Aren't you?" There you go, learning stuff today. Fun and educational. And we have, good, we're doing great on time. Marguerite showed me the dashboard, so, I know when we're about to be ambushed by capitalism. Frickin' water laser for the frickin', there we go. Also, you've just reminded me, I think I probably have a new episode of 911, which makes me very happy. To give you an idea, wrestling me back to that point. No Marguerite today. She's offered a spa. Oh, Jesus Christ. I remember that now. Yeah, and that actually aired. Noel Edmonds, light entertainment goblin king of the UK, the man who summoned forth and manifested Mr. Blobby. And I'm not telling you who Mr. Blobby is. That you need to find out and then wish very strongly that you didn't. Full-on cosmic horror knowledge, I promise you. Noel Edmonds was a DJ. He, if I remember correctly, got his start on Radio Caroline, which is one of the pirate radio stations, which existed in the 60s. He somehow parlayed all of this into being the wily, goatee-bearded trickster god of 80s and 90s light entertainment TV, where he would show up for an hour and a half with whatever celebrity he could corral on BBC One on a Saturday evening, and give cash prizes to members of the public for, stupid, embarrassing things or dangerous stuff. And then one day, just on a long enough curve, everything reduces to zero. And they lost a member of the public on air in really quite unpleasant circumstances. And then, see, you can draw with it. And then, he went away for a little while. But because nothing is forever, not even negligent homicide in television, he has subsequently returned and looks ageless. Somewhere out in the moors, Mr. Blobby hunts, staying close to the meat. Ah, Mr. Blobby, the Eldritch Horror Lord. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that is... Wendy, I speak nothing but the truth, and you know that. Also fair. Very fair. Oh, dude, that would be amazing. Those of you who... That's a good call, Andrew. Those of you who haven't seen it, Jordan Peele's latest movie, Nope, is his best one so far. And I am a ridiculous size fan of everything that Peele has done, including his unfairly short-lived Twilight Zone reboot. But there is a very important... Basically, there's this whole sequence in Nope where it's all set in and around a ranch. And there is a sequence where the monster, and it is not a spoiler to say there is a monster, though, does a thing which changes the structure and format of the house quite dramatically. And then that just happens for the rest of the movie. And the mess, and I'm not going to go spoilery, but there is mess that covers the house, would be perfect Power Wash Simulator DLC. I do know the next one that's coming up is Warhammer 40,000. You can clean the Dark Imperium, which Nate Crowley, our dear friend, who is also a frequent Warhammer 40,000 author, has said, please, can I play that with you when it goes live? And we're going to try and sort that out. And there's just a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of Final Fantasy VII locations. They keep adding new things. The whole thing itself, this is like a 40-hour game. It is a deceptively in-depth approach to the wonderful world of using high-velocity water jets to fuck up your surrounding area. Right? I mean, the entire house is covered in just fucking horror for like the entire back hour of the movie. It's great. It's such a good film. And it's one of those movies that you come out of and find yourself thinking, yes, that is a film about 15 different things. Of course, now the ladder's up there, so that's a problem. Viscera cleanup detail. Yeah. Oh, I love it when games instantly legislate for me being stupid. That's great. Hell yeah. I prefer to think of it as very limited location and material specific telekinesis. Axio ladder. It's like the X-Men just with cleaning goods. To me, my detergents. I read a rumor this morning, by the way, that the apparently the Ben Affleck incarnation of Daredevil is showing up in Deadpool 3. And that Deadpool 3 is basically a road trip through the forgotten Marvel movies. Wendy, I feel like the question is leading the witness somewhat. Yes, she does. She is a little bit more methodical. I'm, so you don't vibe with my establish a beachhead and then just literally spray and pray kind of approach. I respect that. I really do. Yes, she does. She takes a far more systematic approach than I do. Also, just to reiterate, Wendy, I promise there are no puzzles. I am very sorry. If you have tips, I will adjust my technique somewhat. Oh, we are, and after all that, we're in an ad for the next 20 seconds. So I apologize. Thank you for the tips, Becky. I apologize. I should have been more on top of that. I see. I feel like I'm quite systematic with this thing. I feel like I stay in one area and I do the thing, but I'm also very aware that I'm speaking to someone who has 900 hours in Skyrim, so knows a little bit about systematic. So I will, of course, bow to your knowledge in these things. Check me out, roof and everything. There we go. Now. Oh, has it continued? Do we have a current total? That is an alarmingly perfect analogy, Andrew. Thank you for that. 17 full playthroughs, all plot and side quest. Good grief, that is amazing. I Starfield worries me. Starfield worries me for three very big reasons. The first and most obvious one is it's Skyrim in space, which means we're going to have to take shift, basically. The second is that I kind of need an Xbox for that. And the third is that it. Did you see the quote from the lead developer on it? I will say that this is not entirely accurate, but this is not word for word, but this is very much the spirit of it, which is he doesn't think that people will spend 40 hours on the starting planet or anything. He thinks they'll just want to get out into the world. Yeah. So, this is a man who I think is doing one of two things. I think he's either he has not met. Marguerite described that as, dude, I put 40 hours into the hinterlands in Dragon Age. You are not ready for me. I figure this is one of two things. Either this guy is delightfully naive, and he's just like, no, it'll be fine. No one will want to do that. What? What do you mean? Or he's trolling his audience. And this is essentially him saying, oh no, there's no way anyone's going to want to spend 40 hours just on the main planet. And there is some juicy stuff on the main planet to find. Or there's just stuff on the main planet and he's daring people. I'm choosing to believe it's that because I'm genetically designed to believe the best of humans in all their various forms. Because if not, he's just going to have a really bad time. Just a really, really bad time. And I don't want him to have a really bad time. He seems like quite a nice dude. But yeah, I saw someone describe the aesthetic for Starfield as cassette punk, and I felt seen. I felt very, very seen. I also want to enter into the record that I did not yell YOLO as I leapt off the building holding my ladder. You're welcome, America. So we just have a fascia and 6 wooden trims. Ladder over one shoulder like a Final Fantasy character. You know it. You know it. Wooden trims, only 15 of 21. Alright, so I guess we gotta find those. Veranda. Wooden trim. Post. That is super helpful. Thank you, game. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure if this game going after someone for improper jumping. They'll never take me. They'll never take me. Aha! There you are, you weak bastards. For this, I'm going to need some tools. Bonjour, motherfucker. Also, yeah, just to assuage anyone's concerns. Yes, when we do eventually buy a house, Marguerite is taking the lead on all forms of hardware choices, and I'm carrying the things. I mean, Wendy, you've met us. Did you honestly think any other option was going to be the option we were going to go for? You know? Greg and I chose to avoid major injury by paying other people to do things involving heights, depth, and dangerous substances. That's very wise. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, that's made my day. And yeah, Wendy, we have the exact same thing. That whole kind of, do we want to do this? Yeah. Does it involve electricity? Yeah. We're not doing this. Does it involve water? Yeah. Okay, we're getting the guy. We're paying a dude. Paying Doodley McManson. Dudley Dudson of the Toronto Dudson. I'll stop. I'll stop at some point. I'll stop. Electricity and water are kind of our two lines. If it involves electricity or it involves water, basically, if it is the potential plot line for a 1970s sitcom episode, then we will pay someone to do the same. You mean this football? Oh yeah, yeah, you can. That's right. Little Timmy's soul toy is getting the fuck cleaned up out of it tonight. That was not meant to sound belligerent, and yet it did. Okay, I think I see where we are. Time to get the ladder. Time to get the ladder. If there is a problem with this game, and I don't really think it's a problem. There is a beat I have encountered every level of this I've played so far, which is this. I'm at 99%. What the fuck did I miss? Although that may also be more to do with my slightly laissez-faire attitude to things. That just, I think my cleaning philosophy could fondly be described as loosey goosey, and sometimes I may pay the price for that. We're going to join our electrician and finish some jobs in the kitchen. 28 to 30, hot rod red. Nice, very cool. Wooden trims, your time is now. Yeah, I mean, at least one of you was humming the John Cena theme tune. So I figured I might as well join in. Right. Right. Thank you, Rogan. Very much obliged. this over here. I have a theory. I'm going to investigate my theory. Theory is correct. Oh, I see where we're going with this. I see how it is. Stupid lousy dirt. I want to say I enjoy Super Mario Brothers very much, even though my daughter. It is an annoyingly good time, isn't it? It's just it is a fun time. And as someone who cheerfully busted on Chris Pratt for a very long time for his work on that, whilst I will continue to cheerfully bust on him for his, by all accounts, deeply terrible life beliefs, he actually shows up for work in that, and I respect that. Nothing else, but both in that and in Guardians 3, he actually seems to bother for the first time in a while. Dim the time again, y'all. Wooden trims. Oh, about to fall off the building. Probably going to take the ladder with me this time. There we go. The one function I feel this game might need is it'll do. Be a slightly bad craftsperson. Thank you. Dirt is nuked. Ha! Ha ha ha! 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 Now you die. Oh yeah, it's about to go off. The dirt. It's about to become clean. I'm terrible at trash talk. I think I might be. And also, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I have a friend, several friends actually, who are ex-professional wrestlers, but one, please hydrate, motherfucker. One who made his living as being what is called a hoss, a big scary dude, and he said I could, your mom is a classy lady. Please say hi for me. And he told me a few years ago that kind of very familiar wrestling match beat where just before the fight starts, the two guys are kind of forehead to forehead screaming abuse at each other. He said he memorized the script for several rom-coms, and would yell lines into his opponent's face from that. And that the running gag was that you tried to get the other guy to corpse during the super intense, but yay, get in during the super intense stare down. So, you would face to face with this 6'5" dude. You're like, I have never loved anyone more than I love you, which I just find very adorable. Hello, cat. How are you? Oh, timeline time. Here we go. Do. Turns out Mrs. Death's house was actually just filthy, as opposed to haunted and evil. Who knew? The house looks amazing, almost normal. You know what is strange, though? As we were finishing, there was this screech from the attic. So I opened the latch and something whooshed past my face, followed by a grubby grey feather floating mysteriously down. I think it was Esther's soul leaving, finally at peace. Aw, thanks, Aura. That's terrifying. Okay, so we have the shoe house, the skate park, or sorted other hilarity. I'm going to check the time. We have about 20 minutes until the next ad break. How does a house get coated in mud like that? Years of effort, I think, is the best way to describe it. Oh, nice! Very nice. Dig that. The steam locomotive, the gnome fountain, golf course. Yeah, we all know how a time challenge is going to go. Cool. I'm going to take a break for a moment and go get some more coffee. Then when I come back, we're going to clean something else. Now is a very good opportunity, folks, because we have been going pretty much an hour. I didn't notice during walkthrough. Quid's in. Now's a good time to take a stretch, take a hydrate, do what you need to do. Like I say, more coffee for me, then more cleaning. Also, now someone has mentioned the Super Mario Brothers movie. My brain is, of course, going peaches, 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 peaches. We do not deserve Jack Black, but I'm very glad we've got him. Good morning, Kareem. How are you? I don't know, man. Biodome's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm all right with it. Hey, Zalia, how you doing? Just making more coffee. Then we're going to clean another thing. Maybe another two things. Who knows? Okay, and we're back. Alrighty, how's everybody doing? Do we want to do Croft Manor? Yeah, we want to do Croft Manor. Okay, there is no earthly way we're going to finish this, but let's give it a shot. I've been requested by my esteemed employer, Miss Lara Croft, to commission a cleaner for the exterior of her residence, Croft Manor, and have acquired your details from my mutual friend. She is soon to host a charity fundraiser for artifact repatriation, and wishes for the manor to be looking tip-top for all of her esteemed international guests. As you'll no doubt discover from the odd buffed brick here and there, I have attempted the task myself, but to no avail. It is simply beyond my advancing years. Please note the roof has only recently been retiled and won't require any of your attention. Also, the entire rest of the house has been dipped in shit. Miss Croft is currently recuperating in Egypt after being set upon, but will be back soon to give your handiwork the once over. Good lord, Lara. Good actual lord. So, we're going to apply Marguerite rules here and go in the exact opposite voice of Butler, the guy from 1984. I have two voices. That's one of them. Um, all right, so we have the manor and the water feature. I love that. I love when you pick something in this and literally every single surface of it comes up orange. Okay, let's start on the outside and work in. I trust you have everything you need to begin work. I'll be sure to furnish you with tea and biscuits just as soon as I escape a minor predicament. Washing's going great. We went to Mars, totally not tripping balls, and we finished cleaning Old Lady Death's house. Seriously, that's her name. Says it right there on the deed. And oh God, how would my classically educated ass miss that? That is, my God, Dahlia. Oh my God, that's a great spot. Nothing to worry about, by the way. Miss Croft likes me to set these challenges from time to time, otherwise one can get rather dull. Not for nothing, by the way, if you haven't seen the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies, they are a surprisingly good time. Firstly, for very young Gerard Butler, and secondly, obviously for Angelina Jolie, and secondly for Chris Barry as the world's most long-serving, terrifying butler. Local movie star called Esther de Ath. So, you know, house was slightly haunted. You're back early. House was haunted and filthy. Good memory. Yeah, the first one has incredibly young Daniel Craig. Also, the Alicia Vikander one is on. Yes, Chris Barry as in Rimmer. He is Laura's butler in the two Tomb Raider movies that star Angelina Jolie. Also, the Alicia Vikander one is unfairly maligned. She is very, very good in that. I love how the high-end washer we've rolled out for this looks slightly like a phaser. It's great. Set phasers to grease removal. I mean, seriously, Laura, when was the last time this place was, which civil war had happened the last time this house was cleaned? Was Cromwell a problem? Walton freaking Goggins. Love Walton Goggins. Those of you who don't know who Walton Goggins is probably know who Walton Goggins is. You will have seen him in things. He's ubiquitous. I know him originally from The Shield, where he ends up basically being the de facto main character. He's part of one of the many very good episodes of Community. He is a vital part of Justified, which is about to get its sequel show. He's in the next Karate Kid, but don't hold that against him. Walton Goggins is he's a good time. He's one of those actors where anytime he shows up, you're always like, no, this is going to be alright. It's got Walton Goggins in it. He's the villain in the second Ant-Man movie, not that you actually notice, because they don't really give him very much to do. All that kind of thing. That is absolutely it, Kareem. One of the things that we've talked about a lot with this is how this is a game which is really useful to have on in the background when you're doing something else, or when you're listening to music or a podcast or something similar. It's also, I kind of unconsciously nickname it Catharsis Simulator 2023, because it is at times where you find things tremendously creatively frustrating. Something like this is, or just if you've got some stress, spending some time with a game like this is really helpful. Speaking of creatively frustrating, by the way, and Kareem, this will probably resonate with you quite a bit. There's a thing I've been working on for a little while. It's a cold pitch, basically. I had an idea for a thing for a company, and I've been working on it because I'm off contract with the game developer now, and I don't know when I'm coming back. If I am. Which is a whole different thing. None of that's me. It's all them. It's nothing bad. It's just, looking for a job at the moment. and been working on this cold pitch for an interactive audio drama idea. And there was a company I'd looked out who I was going to pitch it to. And then this morning, I read their press release about how excited they were about releasing a project with all AI voices. And I'll now not be sending that to them. Yeah, I made those noises too. And I mean, I can understand why they want to do it, but no. Mm-mm. The brilliant thing is, there's actually something much, much closer to home, which is actually a better fit for the idea. So I'll just kind of take it to that, and then I should have full control over it as well. And if we can get funding for it, then we're good to go. It'll be great. Also, to give you an idea of my creative process, which is loosely similar to how I clean things, many of these things have working titles which I know will never actually make it to the eventual pitch. The working title for this is "Oh shit, spaceship." So it, when when you see something from me in a year or so, which is set on a spaceship and involves lots of voice work, and you're like, was this? Yes, yes, it was. It was in fact. Oh shit, spaceship. You heard it here first. No author. I love that this has surfaced on Twitter again recently, but there is no author on Earth, no creative on Earth, who doesn't have a file naming scheme which isn't final draft dot doc, final draft dot doc, final draft dot doc. Ignore all the others. Those files are lies. They are lying to you. This is the final one dot doc. Or in my case, use this one in block capitals, which I have for at least 3 projects. See, seriously, Wendy, I would welcome any tips because I'm. Thank you, because I'm trying to be a little bit more systematic than normal. I'm also aware I just jumped onto the top instead of doing a side. So I'm aware I have stuff. Yeah, there it is. There's the stuff. I'm aware that it's a process. It's a learning process. This one and then actually this one. Oh yeah, yeah. You're among friends. Oh, does Greg play like this? Because I'm always up for new philosophies. I'm always up for kind of new approaches to this. Asthma sounds, triggering visuals, the Al Stewart Power Wash experience. Brilliant. Uh, Marguerite has taught me so very many things. I'm sure you can imagine, but one of the biggest ones is that never trust a game like this. I my first kind of big franchise experience that wasn't Assassin's Creed was playing the Uncharted games in order, and she successfully drilled into me. Yeah, the applause is very deserved, by the way. She successfully drilled into me the whole when the game starts you and it starts you facing the screen, immediately turn around because there's usually something fun there. I know we have other settings on this thing. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, that's a bit intense. Let's go with that. This is a good crackers eating game. Oh, well, I remember if you folks. Did we go to inside? Wendy, I don't know. I know Marguerite proceeded to the point where the maze unlocked in this, so I think you get the maze too. Good to have you back, Gibby. So I don't know whether you get to go inside. I hope so. I also hope that, Laura, at the end of this, Laura comes in, walks around, finds one single spot of filth, and then goes, no, I just woke up this morning and hated everything. I need to rewatch those movies now. Oh no, if only I had an afternoon. Wait. Cool. Yeah, I think a little light power washing, maybe a movie. I think this evening we might watch one of the new series of Black Mirror, which is no longer phones but too much, but is perhaps the little Thunder Lady murder this season. We're 3 episodes in. One of them is very, very good. One of them is good, and one of them, and unfortunately it's the astronaut one. I love astronaut shit. One of them is kind of there. Yeah, me too. We are 47 seconds of an ad, by the way, folks, so shortly you're going to cut to an advert. That is pretty much the theme of this season. What if Netflix but too much? I think everyone has strong reasons to be at this point. And capitalism in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll be back from an ad break shortly, everybody. Oh shit, I have coffee. It's gonna be great. 1 minute 15 on the advert. So I'm taking a super quick coffee break, and then we'll go back to the sound of the cleanage. And we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Hygiene Theatre. I'm Alistair Stewart, your host, and this place is filthy. So yeah, the new season of Black Mirror is a good time, and it's a horrible time. One episode in particular, Lock Henry, Andrew, I think is probably going to piss you off, or might be surprisingly familiar. There is a character in that Marguerite described as someone who could plausibly be my foul-mouthed brother, which I found quite endearing. That one's good, but horrible. Joan is Awful is fantastic, and is within sight of, I think, the top 5 best episodes the show's ever done. And Beyond the Sea is there. I mean, it's a great cast, and it's astronaut shit. And you folks know I love my astronaut shit. Black Mirror, which is basically British, grumpy, technologically based Twilight Zone. But it does... Beyond the Sea doesn't do anything you don't expect it to, basically. Which isn't to say that kind of trope-based storytelling isn't inherently good. It is. Tropes work. That's why we use them. But there's an opportunity to do other interesting things with this that they don't do. It's kind of hard, isn't it? One of the useful things about the PS5 front end for this is it pops the chat up on the screen for a short period of time. So as long as there's no indicator in the bottom right hand corner that you need urgently, you've got like a constant running update, which is useful. Yes. Oh God. Oh, Cargo's the hell of a fucking thing. That movie should have got more attention. It really should. Off, clean this. That looks a little less Batman. Oh, nice. Still haven't caught that yet. Still very much hoping to. Like I say, I saw Asteroid City a couple of days ago, and might go to see it again today. We'll see. And that's a fun time. It's also a confounding one. If you find Wes Anderson deeply annoying, there will be nothing in Asteroid City that doesn't make you change your mind. Yeah, the whole multiple versions of Spider Verse thing is really, really strange. As that started to develop, what's apparently becoming clear is this isn't alternate scenes, or rather, this isn't alternate big plot beats. This is alternate small scale reaction shots, and it's unclear at the moment whether this happened because there were production problems, so multiple cuts were pushed out, or whether this is just meant to reflect the kind of multiversal nature of the storytelling. You can do fun stuff with them. One of my favorite tabletop RPGs, and in fact I think it's up to its third or fourth edition now, is a thing called the Nearside Project. And the basic premise of the Nearside Project is there are 13 Earths. Exactly like the Clue movie, basically. Just without, the beats in question aren't as huge, but it's that similar kind of variation. The basic premise of the Nearside Project is there are 13 Earths, all of which are slightly different, and you play characters who can access your 12 other selves. And it's really fun. You can do some really fun stuff with it. Oh, Extraction 2. Chris Hemsworth kills three people with a weight rack. It is. Oh, I love those stupid fucking movies. I rewatched the first one and mainlined the second one last weekend, as I think I said, and it is. It's all the fun. It's just all of the fun. I haven't read the Long Earth series, no, and I think I should. I am very very close to finishing the Six of Crows duology now, and my plan. Um, oh, cool! I have an Audible subscription which is about to reset, so I'll pick up the first one on that. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate the heads up. Um, I'm most of the way through the final Six of Crows duology book, and it is so much fun. And I think what I'm probably going to do is read a couple of novellas after that, because going straight into here's the next 800 pages of Lee Bardugo stuff is going to be fun, but I would appreciate something which I can finish slightly more rapidly, I think, before I dive into that. Or there's a couple of graphic novels set in the universe. I'm not sure of those. Oh, nice! I hear nothing but good things about the Gideon books. Right? Me too. and just I've been the technical term for the thing which the extraction movies have as their selling point is a oneer, which is basically an impossible shot. The shot where you realize that instead of cutting away as they've normally done, um, is I know, right? It is a big job. Laura has not cleaned this building ever. A oneer is basically where a sequence where instead of cutting away as you would normally do, you do the whole thing in a single shot. And of course, it's not a single shot. Everything is kind of a series of cleverly stitched together things. But there are, I'm trying to remember if there's one or two. There is certainly one 20-minute oneer in Extraction 2 that took about 3 months to film. And it starts in a prison riot and it finishes on a train miles away. And it's just, you just want to fucking applaud. I mean, Mark Kermode, my fellow Manxman, who is, he got a little grumpy, I think it's fair to say. You know, a lot of the Manx national character is what's referred to as Manx crab, which is the, oh, okay, let's see what you're doing there, fella. Indeed, the good doctor. And Kermode got an element of that, whereas I got, hi everyone, this is great. What is it? I know! But even he liked it. And I mean, he described the kind of big action sequences in Extraction 2 as you watch this and you can't help but go, yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you do action really, really, really well. So, I mean, if you have Netflix access and you enjoy watching Chris Hemsworth just fuck dudes up in the most profound manner possible, then they are a really good time. They're the first one is a little bit of a push. The first one is far more generic than the second, but you kind of need to see the first one. They are both huge fun. The second does some really interesting stuff with expanding the universe, and I'm really excited to see where they go next with it. And I also have a loose theory that Netflix may be starting to connect things they own, but I don't have evidence for that yet. But no, if you want just absolutely straight ahead, really gnarly action, then Extraction did. Yes, technically very clever, plot-wise also there. Best movie I've seen so far this year by a mile remains Rye Lane, which is just fucking delightful. It's on Disney Plus and Blu-ray now, and it's just made for tuppence, and it's just hilarious and funny and weird, and I loved it. And I may honestly watch it this afternoon because it was that much fun. And as Kareem has pointed out, we're still on the fountain. We're at 19% completion for this level. The fountain isn't done, and we're still on the fountain. God damn it, Laura. Oh, perhaps it might be judicious to say a few pertinent points whilst you work. Okay, Captain 1984, what can we do for you? Miss Croft is a quite extraordinary woman. Ah, the 20% right. Right. Oh, we've crossed the 20% marker. Time for a bark. She demands exacting standards both from herself and from others. I don't know why I'm slightly posher than I was the last time Alistair read my dialogue, but we're steering into it. Very well. Continue. She demands it. Yes, jolly good. If you excel, you will meet with her generous side. If not, well, Miss Croft has an extensive and colourful vocabulary. You know what? I think we'll be fine. You know, we'll just We'll just clean all her stuff, and then she'll probably shoot a man here or something. If it helps, Wendy, this is one of the reasons I'm clean shaven. That and the fact that the one time I tried a beard, it went very badly. And maybe she does. Yeah, there's a photo. My theory is that he can't actually see anything smaller than a 5p piece. Now, here's the interest. I can provide some um, interesting context for this. When I cut my hair, because I don't enjoy looking like a university lecturer from 1972, which is unfortunately what my hairline turns me into if it gets too long. I take a shower immediately after because obviously it all sticks to you. But the thing which I have noticed is it is a constant ambient cloud of hair in that situation. I clean the sink 3 times, and areas that have been over twice already will generate more hair. It just appears. It just appears. So it's entirely possible that my dude is doing what he thinks is the most thorough job that he can do, but also just isn't paying a tremendous amount of attention to areas where there is still work to be done, or areas where the work self-generates, I should say. Right? It's just that whole "where the fuck did this come from" kind of instinct is very real. It's very real. Okay, we're making good progress, so I'm going to hop back up here, scrub this down a little bit. And it get fucking everywhere. I feel you. I really do. Especially one. I talk a lot about how there are certain lines of dialogue that just live in my head rent free, and there's a line from Due South where the main character is described as, "Oh no, Fraser, you don't have hair, you have pelt," and I reflect. I resonate with that quite strongly. On a related note, this is why we don't eat in the bedroom. By the way, that Paul Gross, that actor, has aged just obscenely well. He's in full on chunky jumper, long grey beard. Aye, I've seen your beast style type Newfoundland whale fishing monster hunter dude aesthetic these days, and it looks very good on him. Oh, my battery's running low. How is that even possible? Energy status turned on. We're fine. See, when we finally get a dog, this is. Uh, you're welcome. This is one of the reasons why we want the short hair, because as we've, my parents have a long-haired Jack Russell Border Terrier cross, who they sometimes call Alistair, and I love him. He is an adorable pillow of a doggo. Right? Doesn't he just? But his hair gets fucking everywhere. So when we finally get a dog, it's going to be a very, very short coat dog. Do the circuit. Aha. Probably a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, because they are kind of pit bulls, and we love pit bulls, and they have short coats. A friend of mine has one, and he described it as it's like having a roommate who is a bodybuilder who's permanently wearing a suede coat. And that seems like a pretty good fit for us. A himbo dog, basically. You know, that description has always resonated very strongly with me. Of oh, good, Ducky. Of living with a dog is like having a roommate who's just a little guy with an IQ of like 90, and living with a cat is like having made a deal with a small demon. I mean, we want both, obviously, but you know, yeah, that's a good tip. And I mean, obviously, we got to get on top of grooming. We have also talked about how there will be two slow cookers, one in the house once we have the dog, and the dog's food will be cooked in one, and ours will be cooked in the other. Okay. I love that you can actually do the Tomb Raider slightly unplausible jump thing when cleaning Croft Manor. That's really cute. Hi, Fishy. You come to clean your face. And the rest of you. But mostly your face. That's a flying fish. It's really cool. Look at it. Look at it. I'm never going to get in the front car of Homes and Gardens this way, Laura. That lucrative contract with Tory Grave Robbers Monthly. It's not happening. It's just not happening until we clean this place up. Well, I mean, when you've fought off multiple evil commando assaults on your stately home, and you're not Batman, that shit gets old. It just gets old, you know? That's very alarming. Thank you for the spot. I'm choosing to believe that that is nothing to worry about, and definitely doesn't imply that we're dead or a hologram or some form of terrifying cleaning robot. We're probably not cleaning robots. That's my pitch for the game. We're probably not cleaning robots. Lovely building, prime opportunity for fixing up, historically valid, several most private military company contractors buried in maze out back, biodegradable. Yep, writes itself. That's advertising copyright fucking there. What are you doing your Sunday morning, Alistair? Well, I talked to friends on the internet. I cleaned a stone flying fish's butt. So, pretty great, really. I would read that book. Foil me, you stonefish looking bastard. You have not been defeated. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? Oh, Crofty. We should get around to those. I've got the reboot trilogy, which I picked up across a several year period in sales, and I just haven't got to them. No, Marguerite played the first one, um, but yeah, I'll get to it. Here we go. In the fishy. Hmm. How the hell am I going to get the top done? Oh wait, hang on. I have tools. Hell yes. Let's go, baby. The whole Netflix thing is very strange. Um, or rather, it's generating very strange responses, and I see that in how I deal with things. When earlier this week it was announced that the Arnold Schwarzenegger action comedy Fubar had been renewed for a second season, in a rare moment of ill temper, my first response was, "Fucking seriously?" And that is kind of it's the other thing that this process generates in the most insidious and unpleasant of ways. That when something which you like isn't picked up, and something which you either haven't got to, as is the case with Fubo, or something which you don't respond to gets picked up, right? And yet they cancel Lockwood and Co. It's a completely valid response, but at the same time, it's the kind of other side of that is it poisons the well for stuff that does get renewed. Because if something gets renewed that and the show that you want to doesn't, especially given the fucked up metrics they seem to be using for success, that's really that poisons how you interact with the entire system. Because suddenly nothing works. The thing, anything which is renewed doesn't just get good press, it also gets the fans of everything that wasn't going, fucking seriously? And that's a completely valid response on the fans' part, but it's also something that Netflix haven't realized yet, because capitalism is dumb. Like keep my yeah. It's and as someone pointed out, Stranger Things took months to find its audience. If they rolled out Stranger Things now, they'd have pulled it after 1 year. Let's maybe take the extension off. Clean it. Big fishy mouth. Yeah, little guy. Little fishy guy. Yeah, Sea Beast was lovely, and apparently we're getting another one of those, which I'm not mad about. That would be inconceivably cute. Okay, the idea of Bigfoot with a poodle cut is going to make me smile for the rest of the day. Thank you for that. I have a really dumb idea. Wendy, I'm really sorry. I lost the back end of that comment because the laptop's just died. So if you could, I'm just going to plug this back in, and hopefully it's still in there. And if it isn't, if you could repeat it, that would be great. I got this is the thing I found. This is the thing I found frustrating about you and Greg's technique. Thank you. I got the difference between tidy as you go and sort it all out at the end. Well, I mean, I'm trying my best. Uh, this is my big stupid idea, and it is not going to work. How are we getting that last bit? How? Okay, laptop's back up. Wendy, I'm really sorry that comment got lost. You could get me the back end of it. Again, I would really appreciate it. And also, thank you. I'm genuinely always open to feedback on how to do this type of stuff better. So, yeah, it's a completely valid response, and I agree with you on that. It's I have a tendency to do three quarters of something on games like this, and then go, oh, okay, I'll just do the next thing now as well, huh? And circle back around. And you're right, it does build problems. So I'll try out the other method, especially as I think is that a step stool? That that is a step stool. Ah, right, come here, you. Not wrong, not exactly. Thank you. Oh no, I don't take it as criticism at all. Genuinely, buddy, I really don't. I just I live with a lawyer. I'm very well aware of the concept of rules helping control the fun, and this is one of those situations where rules do help control the fun. Is it really this simple? I think it might be. Let's find out. Let's maybe not steam the step stool into the furniture. Okay, come here, you. No, that gives me nothing. Okay, let's try something else. It's just for the Destiny 2 players in the chat. I still instinctively double jump, even after all this time. So nearly done. So nearly done. How do I get your tail, fishy? How? How? I have a theory. It's an annoying theory. Does the longboy tool have the reach to work from the scaffolding? I tried that, and I don't think it does. Let me try that, because I have... Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm going to try step stool on fishy wing first. My man. There we are. Come on, come on. Yo. Damn you. Okay, so no step stool on fishy wing. That's a damn shame. Bad fishy. Let's try the sniping approach. Because, you know, sniping something with cleaning. That's true, and we really should respect the game's commitment to safety in all its myriad forms. So let's try and get some altitude on this. Because that's not terrifying. Okay. Holy shit. Good thinking, Wendy. Good thinking, Wendy. Well done. Okay, so we've got another scaffold tower around the other side. Let's see whether we can grab the remainder of it from there. It is much further away, which is the possible wrinkle. I wonder if we could just do this. The Addams family house would be a really good fit for something like this, wouldn't it? Okay, I think this is the angle we have to use. Because the developers on this played these same versions of Quake that we did. You can balance on top of these impossible to balance on top of things. Yes! Fountain statue is cleaned. Okay, we're going to give this another 5 minutes for the remainder of the fountain. Hey, Mer, how you doing? We're cleaning some stuff. And then we'll call it a day. Yeah, let's go with the phaser rifle. This looks like a good bet. So I'm not seeing any orange out here, which leads me to believe the orange we still have to deal with. I'll just do a quick circuit up here. There we go. Fountain top. All right, what do we got? Fountain statue's done. We got paid $15 for that statue, Laura. You absolute cheapskate. Fountain top is done. Fountain pedestal. Fountain outer walls. Lantern plinths are clean. Lantern, we've got one left. Cool. We're doing great. Good job, team. There is no problem that can't be solved with more water. With the possible exception of any problem that can't be solved with more water. Thank you for the spot. I appreciate you. Aha. Well, I mean, Rosa makes a compelling argument, Miss. She really does. I feel questions must be raised. Great. Fountain inner walls are done. Lantern we still need to find. Plinths are done. Fountain outer walls. It's alarming. No worries, my dude. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you. You are the best. So, fountain pedestal, check. Fountain statue, check. Fountain top, check. Fountain lantern plinths, 4 of 4. Fountain outer walls, 0 of 4. Fountain outer wall on the left as you're viewing it from the house. So, this one. Yeah. Yes. Good spot, team. Okay. Fountain inner walls. Fountain floor. That is why I love this game. That kind of. Yeah. Okay. Fountain inner walls. Fountain outer walls, 1 of 4. That's fine. Easily done. Fountain pedestal, bum. Great. We got 2 left. Fountain lantern and the outer walls. Let's do the outer walls because I think we've solved that particular case. Yes, we have. Ha 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 ha. Wouldn't that be great? I love Cleano Vision. So useful. So let's check in and see how we're doing. Fountain floor, fountain walls, fountain outer walls. Great. We're doing great. This is super great. Just need the top. Oh, I'm pretty certain these are the top. Ah, got you now. Fountain floor, fountain wall, inner walls, fountain outer walls, fountain lantern plinths, fountain outer walls, fountain pedestals, fountain lantern, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we're done. Great. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking with me to the point of mildly obsessive completion, which I feel like I've embraced quite delightfully there. I'm going to call it a day at this point, because otherwise we're going to be here for the next 7 hours watching this thing, which wouldn't necessarily be bad. I know. But thank you so much for joining us. Please have an excellent Sunday. You will see us again on Wednesday when it will be both Marguerite and myself. Glad you could make it, Ma. And we will be returning, I believe, to There's No Anti-Memetics Division. Also, the full load will go live this coming Friday and will be all over the various socials. So please hydrate, please look after yourselves, and we'll see you next time. I've been Alistair, Marguerite's been at this bar, and this has been fun. We'll see you next time.